What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. We are your hosts, the Distorted Theorists, and we are here live on location in St. John's, Newfoundland at the local Cineplex for the world theatrical premiere, we'll call it, of Fantastic Four. That was a sick movie, Pete.
Why did you sing it?
I don't know, because I've been hearing it this whole movie and all the lead up and...
So I'm happy to say, if any of you have watched our previous trailer reactions, we were all wrong. We're gonna leave it at that. Okay?
But you know what, before we get into really talking about our review, non-spoiler of course, as always, if you want to support the channel, we do appreciate if you would just take 4 seconds to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and if you've seen the movie, let us know in the comments below, spoiler free, what you thought of it. Peter, I turned to you, I said, that was fucking amazing. I stand by that, but I want to know your opinion first. Get in.
It was great. I was very reserved going into this because, again, Marvel has hurt me.
Yep.
It's hurt us, and it's
been a roller coaster.
And it's hurt you, and don't deny it. Marvel has been one of those studios in the last couple of years that has really kind of like, ebbs and flows, ebbs and flows. And after Captain America, the new Brave New, whatever that was.
Yep, the name change.
I was like, I don't know how this is gonna go. I really and truly didn't. But after this movie, and I would like for this trend to continue, Marvel is back. Well, if they follow with the whole quality over quantity aspect of it,
the promo itself, you spoke about it leading up to this movie, was everywhere. Everywhere you look, you were seeing promo for this. Even in movies that had nothing to do with Marvel, you were seeing Fantastivision in IMAX. And
it's on TikTok, it's on Instagram, it's on Facebook.
And I do feel like that led to some of the hype that, listen, I come into these movies, you know, you make fun of me, I'm hyped up, I'm ready to go. I finally feel, it's been a minute, that I walked into this hype and I'm leaving hyped.
This is probably one of the first Marvel movies since, I always say...
You always go back to Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Well, Guardians 3 and, oh my God, No Way Home. In terms of, I felt genuine anxiety. There were action
exactly what I was going to say.
In this, there were 2, if not 3,
if not 4,
sets,
no pun intended,
that were like actually like, I don't know. I don't know where this is going.
I want to get with you on this because anxiety was, or anxious was the main overtone for me in this whole movie. I'm not even joking. I was like, I don't know what's going to happen here. I love it. But then I was like, oh, okay, it resoluted. Oh, wait, something else, a new problem has presented itself.
It's hard not, like we are a form of content creation. We're not doing this full time, but it's hard to ignore when a movie of this caliber or this size is being released. There's always advanced reviews. There's well, I saw this and this is what I thought. It's hard to avoid that. Unfortunately, in the last week, there's been very many spoiler-free reviews, which I was lucky enough to read some, not in depth, but like first impressions. And a lot of what people are saying is saying that the shortcomings of this movie, it's made for IMAX. The visuals are 100%. Incredible. When we are seeing cosmic, we are seeing the Fantastic Four be fantastic. It's there. But then a lot of the impressions are saying like, but then the movie seems to lose its steam once we get to the family aspect of it. And I am probably not gonna be the first to say this, but in my opinion, that made it stronger because
100%.
The ideas that were put forth by some of these characters were something that we haven't seen in too many Marvel movies or superhero movies. We've seen it in them before, it's nothing new, but like the Fantastic Four are in the public eye, and there are decisions that are made in this movie that really it wasn't like, oh, well, Spider-Man, well, once we figure out who Spider-Man is, he's gonna pay. Oh, that Star Wars guy, I was like, no, the Fantastic Four live in that building right there. And
I just found like it was, I got invested very early, and I was kept invested through the whole thing. Now, I do want to touch on a couple points about, and not necessarily reviewing the movie, but just the positives that I noticed in the theater. One, we all know Galactus is in this. He's in the trailers. His on-screen presence is crazy.
I read about this. I didn't read about
this. And the guttural, I was like...
So, Ralph.
Like, I was literally
Ineson,
like,
if
yeah.
any of you are familiar with Ralph Ineson, he's been in a number of movies and video games. We've known him from The Witcher 3. We've known him from The Witch. He's been in a ton of other things, and we know his deep gravity voice.
Yeah.
I'm doing terrible.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ralph.
Yeah.
But he, to kind of get ready for this role, he has been said that he basically would drive through tunnels and understand how echoes were doing. And he has said himself that he found a new register for his voice that has never gone before.
Okay.
And I could definitely hear it in this because he had to, I know there's post-processing and all that stuff, where he slows down, and it's the same thing that we've seen with Benedict Cumberbatch too.
But you know what? That's more of an in-your-face one. Another subtle nuance that I noticed right off the hop is when Ben, the thing, is on screen, every footstep, like they capture the stuff that you would probably would notice, miss if it wasn't there.
Another thing of Ben's character that they captured really well, and I don't know if they've done this extensively through the other Fantastic Four movies, which I say, ignore them. Anywho, is you're right. We hear the every steps he takes.
Yeah.
But even him lifting his arm, you hear rocks scraping against each other.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that is a being that is made of rocks.
And one other thing, I know we're doing a lot of positive, but as we're talking, I'm trying to rack my brain for a negative. I'm not really getting one immediately myself.
There was some.
But, well, you hang on to that one, because one more positive I want to touch on is Silver Surfer.
Oh.
First of all, Julia Garner, great asset to Marvel. I hope she sticks around. I don't really know. We don't know. But just the presence on screen, again, it's one investment. Like every character, I swear you could love any character in this for different reasons, even the villains. And any scene that had her in it, them in it, I don't even know. I was like, bitch powerful. Bitch powerful.
And
so I don't know.
She was a proper Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
I don't think they ever really call her a Silver Surfer.
No.
They just say the
But there's a
Surfer
few things
times.
omitted from this film that you will notice, but I'll leave it right there.
And her cosmic presence was very well done. And again, I know we have moved to the 2025 era of VFX.
Yeah.
And yes, she's silver, but she doesn't look like the T-1000. Walking out of the fire and just phasing through. She does phase like all of these liquid metal.
It was done well.
But when she's solid and you see reflections in here, but they're not mirror-esque, it's like they're kind of dull.
It's like a translucent shadow of oneself.
And
I don't know.
It works. So I don't know if this was something from Weta Digital, because I know they were part of it. I know there were a number of other studios that worked on this that are pretty big in terms of Marvel or like Skywalker Sound was part of this too. So they did really well with that. Now, some of my negatives. There aren't very many of them because, again, the story does have a few missed beats and everything like that, but it does work well. It's called the Fantastic Four. We did focus on two main characters through the majority of it, but that was expected.
May I ask what two characters you're talking about?
Sue and Reed.
Really?
Yes.
Because I felt Johnny had a boatload.
Johnny did, but he was still under a tier, and then Ben.
Yeah, Ben definitely.
But they were still appreciated. I didn't need to see the thing do his thing all the time.
And you know what? I'm letting you go, but I also like that you weren't seeing the thing mope, which was what he was upset in the other ones. This one was like embracive.
They were really embraced his Jewish heritage in this too, which I thought was great too. There was a couple of things that I noticed. I was like, now I don't know if they've done that in the other films because I can't remember because everyone tries to push them right. But I was kind of like, oh, there's that, and isn't that cool? And then Johnny's presence was still there, and he had his own moments and everything like that. But again, he was the Human Torch. He did what he needed to do. But I saw more of a dynamic with Sue and Richard. Sue and Reed. That were much more like, okay, this is part of it. But unfortunately, a couple of the other characters suffered. But I don't think it was necessary for those other characters to thrive.
But like you kind of said, though, it really was a movie about family, and some of these micro conflicts, we'll call them, between brother, sister, husband, wife, child, estranged,
uncle,
or whatever. Are real fights that happen. Like, superheroes are not perfect, and this made it portrayed that way. I did think of a negative after, and like I said, we'll clue this up very shortly. But I feel, when I was watching the Fantastic Four movie, I wish it came sooner. Maybe that's my negative. I wish it came like out 5 years ago, before, like in the multiverse saga. And you know, I mean, this doesn't touch on a whole lot of that, but I feel like if this had been put out at this quality and all this as it did 5-7 years ago, I feel like the multiverse saga would have been a little bit more embraced, different. I don't know, that's just my 2 cents.
Well, again, it had to deal with all the mergers and everything like that.
I get it. But
and I know
in hindsight, 2020.
It's clear that, again, this movie was being a placeholder as something being set up for Avengers Doomsday. Much that Captain Marvel made her movie, which was going to be part of Avengers, and Black Panther had his movie to be part of it. We know why these are being made, and that's a pretty big receipt for to set up another movie and whatnot.
Well, that is the next movie. Doomsday is the next movie.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't. Spider-Man is.
Spider-Man comes out between Doomsday and Secret
incorrect.
Wars.
They changed the dates.
Okay, I don't think you're right, but we'll argue here anyway.
Brand New Day is coming out before Doomsday.
Okay, if you say so. Yeah. But Peter, at the end of the videos, as always, we want to know what is your rating of this film in the Marvel Universe in all year.
Well, in terms of I still feel, I'm gonna get hate for this, I still like Superman better. However, Superman was better in certain aspects that the Fantastic Four, like they each had their own strengths. However, I came out of Superman and I'm still, this is a week later, and I'm still like, I want more Superman. I want to go see this again. I'm not saying that I don't want to do this for Fantastic Four, but Fantastic Four was like, Anyways, that's going on. Okay. Still really liked it. It is on the upper end. It is not on the lower end or anything like that. It's above the middle of the MCU for me. I don't know. I'm not going to go through like, well, it's better than under Winter Soldier, but it's better than. Like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to say anything about it because there's 34 movies and 786 shows and 2,942 minutes of.
All I asked was a question, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know.
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10?
Yeah.
Okay.
But guess what I gave Superman?
I don't know.
9 out of 10.
Well, guess what? Just because I'm giving it a 9.5 out of 10.
So that's actually so this is, you're saying this is the best movie in the MCU because that's the highest rating you've ever given.
Well, since we've been doing the channel, maybe.
Oh, it's better than the Eternals. My shoe.
I love the Eternals.
My shoe is better than.
I'm not even going to lie. This movie, at this moment, from what I felt coming in the theater and out of the theater,
it's valid.
I think it's in the top 5.
It's valid. It's a great movie. Great movie. Fantastic movie.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us for our reaction, review, and breakdown, and everything else with Fantastic Four First Steps. We got to keep throwing that in there. As always, if you want to support the channel, we do appreciate it. If you would just take 1, 2, 3, 4 seconds to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Let us know if you've seen this in theater. What did you think? Are our ratings up there, or are we totally wrong? And where do we see next the Fantastic Four going to pop up in the MCU? And with that, I am the real Jussy.
I am Peter Parkour, and like we always say around here,
keep it real.